And of course, right, we also put in smart voice activation solutions, such as those from Alexa, right? And all these are connected to our Aruba wireless AP. And coming soon, I want to share with you some exciting feature coming soon to Asia. Is a feature called Aruba AirPass. So what Aruba AirPass really does is that it allows us to seamlessly roam from your 4G phone or 5G phone, right? Using a SIM card, right? A 4G SIM card, which is used in Vietnam. And when you go into the hotel, it will automatically roam to the hotel Wi-Fi without needing to do any authentication. So today, we have already done this in America, in USA, and we will soon bring it down to Asia. So this really helps make it easy for guests to come into the hotel without going through an authentication portal. So having said that, the hotel still will get those information on who is that user, right? Who's the user? What time did the user came into the hotel? And the reason why hotel wants to try to use AirPass, if it's available for them, is because with this MAC address randomization. So when Apple and Android first introduced MAC address randomization, the first concept was to actually randomize the MAC address every 24 hours. That was last time. So a lot of hotels were getting to be panicked because if the MAC address was to be randomized every 24 hours, then how are the hotels going to identify the guest? How are the hotels going to do customer loyalty or guest loyalty? But of course, with the latest firmware update and information that we get from Apple and Android, that's not the case. All right. Now, MAC address randomization is only happens per SSID. So when you connect to a hotel SSID, you will get a fixed randomized MAC address. It will not change. So today you will not have problem, but with AirPass, if one day with Apple and Android were to do randomized for 24 hours, AirPass will actually solve that problem. We don't have to worry about MAC address authentication anymore. Right? Just by using a SIM card, we can seamlessly roam to Wi-Fi. Now, how does this work? All right. With Aruba Central and with Aruba Telco team, we actually talk to your local telco in Vietnam. Right? And we will talk to them, and then we will become the proxy to send data to this different telco for authentication. So this mobile operator will actually push down pass point profiles, like we call it pass point, to all their customers, right? The SIM card users. So once this pass point profile is installed on the phone already, and when a guest comes into your hotel, so we will send the authentication data, right, automatically, right, behind the phone through Aruba Central. And then if it's a local telco, for example, in America, they call it AT&T, right? If it's an AT&T SIM card, we'll send it to the AT&T telco network for authentication. And then once it is authenticated, we will send traffic back to the Aruba wireless AP and then allow the guest to connect to the network seamlessly without any authentication. So now, another additional services that Aruba offers to you guys as a partner is to help you to do a great site survey. So typically when you do site survey, you bring tools like Echo or like Air Magnet. But sometimes you may not have those tools available to you. You can actually use your mobile phone, an Android phone, to do site survey. So all you need to do is just go to the Android Google Play Store, download this app called the Aruba Utilities. Now, once you have downloaded the application, you can actually see what are those signal coverage like in the guest room. So we will give you this Excel sheet that you can use where you put in a floor plan and you place, right, the AP into different areas in the room. So for example, in this picture that I'm showing you here, we put the AP in the wardrobe, right, in the room wardrobe. Okay, so with that, all right, when I stand in location A, location B, location C, for example, if I stand near the bedroom, I stand near the wardrobe, I stand near the toilet, what are the signal coverage like for 2.4 gig and 5 gig? And we capture this information using 2 or more Android phones so that we can capture different ratings and different information, because different smartphones have different Wi-Fi sensitivity. So having this information, we will know already. If we put the AP under the desk, what is the signal coverage look like versus an AP in the wardrobe hidden, right? So with that, we can actually advise you where are the most optimal place to put the wireless AP, right? So this is a service that we can offer and help guide you to do this. Now, with the Aruba Utilities app, we can also help to analyze, right? If especially for the 2.4 gigahertz radio, if there are too many channel overlapping after you have deployed all the Aruba AP in the hotel, or even if it's not Aruba AP, it can even be ruckus, right? Use the Aruba app, go into the hotel, analyze those signal graphs that you see here, right? So typically in the 2.4 gig radio, you get 3 usable channels, right? You get to use channel 1, channel 6, and channel 11 because they are non-overlapping. So if there are too many AP broadcasting in the same channel, you'll get a lot of co-channel interference, especially when you have all the guests coming and check into the room, the Wi-Fi will become unstable and almost not usable. So with this, we can help you to advise, maybe you need to turn off some 2.4 gig radio. Maybe you need to reduce the Wi-Fi transmit power. And so with that, if you give us this information, we can help to become your advisor. So in summary, based on what I shared just now, right, we really want to help hotels to reduce costs, to do more with less, to allow you to do deployment consistency, help you to do operational efficiencies, contactless experience, compliance and oversight, seamless onboarding for your guests, and of course, connectivity, not just for Wi-Fi, but also IoT like Zigbee and Bluetooth. So with that, I'm going to pause here for a minute if there are any questions before I move on to the next topic. So I'm going to check on the chat window here. Can you share the slide and recording? Yes, definitely. I will share the slide to you guys, right, after we complete the full 3-day session. Let me check the window here. All right, so I don't see any questions. So please feel free to use this opportunity. Post a question on the Q&A box, and then we'll come back to you. Right?
Robert.
Yes, ma'am.
Các anh chị tại vì cái webinar này bạn Robert, nếu mà trong trường hợp nói nhanh hay chậm á, các anh chị có cần question gì thì có thể hỏi. Trong cái phòng webinar này bên Aruba Việt Nam có bạn Thắng là kỹ sư của Aruba Việt Nam, thì các anh chị có thể hỏi tiếng Việt hoặc là hỏi bất cứ cái điểm nào các anh chị muốn hỏi bạn Robert hoặc bạn Thắng, thì mọi người có thể là trả lời, hoặc là có thể là sau cái kết thúc cái ngày đầu tiên thì thông thường mình có 50 phút Q&A, thì các anh chị cũng có thể hỏi trực tuyến sau thời điểm đấy. Thì các anh chị thấy cái điểm nào thuận lợi cho mọi người thì cứ tiến hành ạ. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Robert.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Nam. So now let's talk about our product portfolio. So of course we have the latest and greatest Wi-Fi 6 access point, and we have the full end-to-end, right? All the way from the access layer to data center switches. We have, in terms of security, we have ClearPass Policy Manager, and we have ClearPass Device Insight to help you to do fingerprinting, like the screen I showed you just now, helping you to identify what devices is on the network. Right? And then we are doing SD-WAN. So hotels such as ISG and Hyatt has already approved Aruba to be used in the hotel to do SD-WAN. Because hotel like ISG and Hyatt are hosting all their radio server, their captive portal, their software, their PMN software, property management software, all in the cloud. And to access them, you need to do SD-WAN. So you can use Silver Peak, right, or Aruba SD-WAN solution to enable that VPN connectivity, right? And also we have UXI, which we're going to cover later, right? In depth, what does it do, right? To help you measure guest experience, right? And lastly, the management software to manage this entire solution that you see on this dashboard here. We have Aruba Central, which is cloud managed, but if you have hotel, which do not want to go cloud, we have the on-premise version as well. So this is a typical hotel network architecture. So you have the ISP router from the internet provider, right, providing you access to the internet. You have the SD-WAN gateway, right, where you'll do the VPN to the cloud services and also act as a router. Now, moving down to the hotel network, you will have the hotel call switch, right? It can be one switch, it can be two switch for redundancy. And then you have fiber connectivity to your lobby or your public spaces through an access switch running PoE, where you power up APs, right, for your users. So typically in public spaces, you'll put a medium density AP, right? Not a high-end AP, a medium density AP. I'm going to cover later which AP, right? Don't worry about it. And then going down to the guest room, right? You have fiber to the guest room, from the call switch to the access switch on the floor, and then you have APs in the room powering up things like IPTV or even IP phones and broadcasting your guest network. And lastly, for convention center, for ballrooms, for meeting rooms, same thing. You have fibers from the call switch to the access switch running PoE, and you have APs. So ballrooms, right, and meeting room in hotel, you have to be very careful. Right? Do not put in very low-end AP. You have to put in AP we are able to support high density of users. Right. So now this is the full portfolio of our hospitality wire switches. So typically I would recommend, all right, to use EOSS, the bottom here, because they are proven and being used by a lot of hotels, right? Not a problem, even including IPTV, right? Because IPTV needs to use a lot of multicast. So this switches has no problem supporting multicast. So in general, I would recommend the 2930F. At minimum, I would recommend this switch because they are able to do stacking. You're able to stack the switches. The 2540 supports great multicast for IPTV, so on, but it just can't do stacking. So you have to do the traditional cascade, right, of the switches. So for call switches, right, you can use like the 3810M, or if it's a large hotel, go with the chassis, the 5400R. So all the switches here under EOSS has limited lifetime warranty. So I normally recommend our customers, right, our partners, you don't have to code foundation care, you don't have to code maintenance for our access switches because they come with lifetime warranty. And if you have hotel which has very high-end requirement, high in demand, very big hotel, we have the AOS CX range of switches. All right, we have this AOS range of switches. So, but let's take note, you know, the bottom one, I don't know what is the best proven for hospitality, but if you need high-end features, go with the CX model, right? If you're not sure, feel free to ping us on NUM, right? We will get back to you which model to use. Now, in terms of Wi-Fi, right, we have the full-fledged of Wi-Fi for hospitality. And all these AP that you see here are Wi-Fi 6 approved by the Wi-Fi Alliance. So that means that you do not have to worry about any problem when you use with devices such as iPhone, iPads, or IPTV, because we are certified by Wi-Fi Alliance. You can see our AP model in their website. Now, in the guest room, right? If it's a wall mount AP under the desk, we recommend, all right, the 503H or the 505H. And the difference between the 503H and the 505H is that 503H has two ports that you can use, two data ports, but there's no PoE out. If you need to use PoE out and you need to have up to 4 wire ports, you can use the AP 505H. If you need a ceiling mounted AP, go with the AP 505. Now, in the guest floor corridor,